Yeah, it's open.
Just see the first answer. We will give some gift also. Who will
Mashallah.
give the
Can we
correct answer?
participate?
Yes. No. Core committee, no. What was the topic name? Recently, Vice Committee has organized webinar
Yeah, it's
from
open.
yes. Not only COVID-19, we want at least 50% correct answer. This is 50% correct answer. Yes, Mr. Ali Arsad, COVID-19 vaccination at workplace. This is the correct answer. Raman, write down the Ali Arsad name. The second
Okay.
ice-breaking question. We already sent the invitation and the email for our next event. Can anyone say that when our next event plan and what is the topic for that? Sorry, Majar Sahab, I will take 1 minute only. But this is very, very important because Ramanna has made IH is not only enough. 24, very good. Vikram, Mr. Vikram, 24. But we want name. Not only hygiene, not only industrial hygiene. No, incorrect answer. Still, no, not intro industrial hygiene. Still, I'm waiting for correct answer. The objective, yes, Mr. Vikram. Ravana, just write down his name. Applied Industrial Hygiene for HSC professionals. Mashallah. So this gives us a boost that yes, our members are very active and they are carefully reading our email, receiving our email, acknowledging our email, and they are much interested to participate in our event. Thank you very much. On behalf of ASSP Kuwait chapter, once again, I would like to welcome all of you. Now, 71 participants. Majar Saab, over to you. Now, hope today's event will go smooth and successful event. Thank you very much, Majar Saab.
So thank you so much, Jahid Bhai. Thank you so much for this welcome speech, and it was very interesting. So now everyone knows, at least these 71 people who will talk to their friends tomorrow, that what will be our next event and when it will be. Thank you so much. It was very nice. And Mr. Ramana, please write the name of those two persons who have given a right answer within the time.
Sure.
So now we are moving towards our today's event. We will have two speakers, one experienced person in PSM. Everyone knows Mr. Bala Srikant. And then we will have Mr. Ramanna. Also, to Mr. Ramanna, everyone knows, even if you are on the first day of ASSP. So now I would like to request our PSM guru and our mentor in PSM with heavy heart because he is leaving this country in a couple of days. But I'm sure he will not make us realize that he is far from us in USA. And we will see him regularly like this event. Sir, I would like to thank you so much that you came to join. Even I know how busy you are nowadays. And really, thank you. I appreciate your commitment for us, and we are learning a lot from it. Thank you so much. So, Ujwal sir, I request you to please take ahead and move this program ahead.
Sure. Thank you very much. Ramana, if we can have the slide, the agenda, please.
Yeah, sure. No, just a minute.
Good evening, everyone. In fact, first of all, thank you for inviting me, and still inviting me, all of you.
Not at all, sir. It's your thing, sir.
As a matter of fact, Mazhar, slight correction. I'm already in US, and
Oh, mashallah.
it is 7 p.m. here. Sorry,
Okay.
11:13 a.m. here, and about 3 miles from here. Now the new president of America, he is taking oath, or swearing in ceremony is going on.
Oh, mashallah.
So I'm a little far from you guys, but as I told that three things. Uh, First thing is that I have not retired. Number two, that I am still a member of Kuwait chapter and would like to participate in the events as much as possible. And third thing, that you know, I would keep you in my hearts as much as you want me to be in your hearts. So the feeling is very, very mutual. Thank you all. So let's move on to this agenda. As we have already heard from the vice president and president, they have already, given their opening speech and introductions. Just a small introduction to those who are joining for the first time. First time in the sense that they, they did not know what is this forum about, or possibly they joined earlier and they want to pick up once again. Those who are regular, they possibly already know. So it is their responsibility to spread the word and let more people join this community, this forum. We have so many things out there, thanks to the previous committee and this committee to continue those efforts of starting this PSM forum, PSM training course, and these monthly meetings. Uh, the purpose of these monthly meetings is number one, networking. That means the community people, they should know each other. And the second purpose is that we should reflect on something that's already widely known. That is an incident that has happened possibly yesterday or long before. In fact, I'm very happy to see that there is a discussion going on in the WhatsApp group of this forum about Hazira report. And I would request all of you, it is a very short report, readable, not very long, and go through it. You will find that, something of use. So what I'm trying to say is that such incidents need to be told and retold. My PSM guru Trevor Klutz, he has written several books, and he kept on telling every time in most of his books, most of his articles, that we need to retell those stories, those learning points. And that is why we have included this small snapshot, I should say, regarding these previous incidents. So someone like Ramana or someone, any of you, can come forward and talk about these incidents and what was learned from them, what lessons we got from them. And then second is, of course, some personal experience of failure by someone who has been in the field for a while. And that is what Bala is going to talk about today. And both of these, as I keep requesting all of you that come forward, you don't have to make a big PowerPoint presentation or flashy, uh, you know, mm, uh, videos and things like that. You can simply talk like as if, an informal gathering, you are talking. Because the first purpose, that's what I told earlier, is that we should use these meetings as networking meeting. Because unless we network, unless we see each other, maybe even remotely, like through Zoom, we will not know what we have, what power we have, what opportunities we have, and what we can share with each other. So with this purpose, my request is that please include more people. Please, those who are joining, be more consistent. Be, keep meeting these. Keep attending these meetings, and that is the purpose. That is the reason that the meeting date and time is fixed. It is fixed. Like, say, I was talking about President of America swearing in 20 January of the after the election. So date of the election, that is fixed. Joining, swearing in, that is fixed. So anyone who wants to attend this can predict or can schedule 2 years in advance, so that we don't have this excuse that no, I was busy, I forgot, or there was a clash. Yes, of course, there could be some extreme such situations. We may have to attend to something possibly more important to us, maybe a sickness or possibly a school function where a child has to be, or children have to be supported. However, keep the, as far as practicable, schedule yourself much in advance and encourage others as well. So let me go to Venkat Ramana. All of you know him. Those who are part of this chapter, you know him. I don't have to introduce him so much. All I can say that when we were doing this PSM 60 training, he was one of the very spirited participants, and we would like to listen from him. This incident, which happened many years ago, many of you were not born, and still this incident, until this day, it keeps knocking at our door, whether we are a PSM student or whether we are running a plant or whether we are trying to improve a system. The Flixborough incident is something that every management of change person, every PSM person, every safety person must remember all the time. So Ramana, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for giving the opportunity. Good evening, everyone, advisory committee members, core committee members, and all my friends. Today, I'm going to give a presentation on case study of Flixborough incident, which was happened before my birth. So let me open my presentation so that it will be easy to share and let you understand. Okay, I'll go in a sequence: introduction, history, what happened and what went wrong, lessons learned and conclusions, and what are the references I took. Flixborough disaster occurred at Nipro, UK. It happened on 1st June 1974 at about 4:53 p.m. The plant has been in operation since 1967. A temporary pipe containing cyclohexane caught on fire and burst. The explosion was estimated to be equivalent to 15 to 45 tons of TNT, but later concluded as 5 tons of TNT. This was due to the ignition of a vapor cloud, which formed when pressurized cyclohexane escaped from the reactor, vaporized and ignited. 28 people killed and 36 injured, and a lot of property damages happened. Little more history about it. In 1964, a joint venture called NIPRO, formed by National Coal Board and Dutch State Mines to produce nylon seeds. The DSM process produced caprolactam. Caprolactam is the basic raw material for nylon seeds, produced from benzene. The process involves the oxidation of cyclohexane with air to produce a mixture of cyclohexanol and cyclohexanone. This allowed NIPRO to compete with Imperial Chemical Industries and DuPont patented method for nylon 66. By 1967, the Flixborough plant, the only one of its kind in UK, was supplying caprolactam to textiles and chemical industries. In the year 1969, NIPRO announced it was trebling its capacity to 75,000 tons per year. This is the simplified diagram. Let me open the annotation. Okay. Here they were having 6 reactors. This is one. Oh, it's not working with me. I'm trying to put the annotation. Not accepting. Okay. Anyway, these are the 6 reactors. They were injecting cyclohexane with the air spudger at the and the compressed air was supplying through the air supply. You can see that bottom of the first reactor air spudger. It is given there. Okay, and the compressed air was you can see on top. All these 6 reactors were connected in series with the product from the first overflowing into the second and so on. When it get overflow after the reaction from the first reactor, it flows to the second and so on. Good reaction, it is dictated that the cohexane in the reactors to maintain at temperature of 155 C in liquid state, the reactor had to be operated. Whenever there is a problem, they used to draw the problematic reactor from the main battery and then they repair it and replace it. Every reactor was connected to the expansion bellows to overcome any kind of pressure imbalance. You can see in each reactor there is an in between the reactors you will see bellows. Now whatever products comes out after the reactions goes through the pump to the separator to separate the water and then to the distillation section, and this is subjected to the cyclohexanol and cyclohexanane recovery, and whatever left behind untreated cyclohexane will send back to the main reactor again. This is the original diagram, original picture of the plant. What happened exactly? If we go through 2 months prior to the explosion, cyclohexane was discovered to be leaking from reactor 5. Cooling water was sprayed to quench the leaks. The water was contaminated with chemicals which corroded the mild steel casing of the reactor. It was decided that reactor 5 to be removed for inspection and a temporary 20-inch bypass assembly to be constructed to in between 4 and 6 reactor, while repairs were made to the reactor number 5. At 4:53 p.m. of 1st June 1974, the temporary bypass pipe ruptured and exploded. Within a minute of time, 40 tons of cyclohexane leaked from the pipe and formed an unconfined vapor cloud, which came in contact with the ignition source and ignited and exploded. And the plant has completely destroyed. What went wrong actually? If we go through, here, the corrosion had a result that more of the mechanical load was transferred to the stainless steel liner, which was then overstressed and in turn cracked the cyclohexane leak from the reactor. This reactor had to be shut down and removed from service for repair. To keep the process running, it was decided to fabricate a temporary bypass to join reactor 4 and 6. It was a poor mechanical design. In fact, pressure test should be done to the bypass line before installing. And these are the pictures before and after. This is the view of that scene. What we learned from that incident? The main root cause of the incident was the use of cooling water with nitrates to quench cyclohexane leaks in the reactor. Another root cause was installing the bypass line or any line for that matter without stress analysis. This is the receipt for disaster. The third root cause was management must recognize when they are vulnerable to critical manpower changes. And situation happened. They have given promotion to a candidate which was not capable, not eligible to get the promotion, and because of that, the experienced engineer withdrawn from that mechanical engineer, gave resignation and left from the company before this incident happens. So this also the management's issue. And more control is required to control good engineering practices once the plant is up and running. Poor location and poor construction of the control room. Plant was too congested at the design stage. Must minimize hazardous inventories. Must minimize hazardous inventories. Why that much fire happened is they were using benzene as a raw material, and they have stored huge quantity as a raw material. So that also become the major risk for this incident. And if we go through the failures, pipe works not checked properly, bellows not in proper specification, lack of backup isolation valves, incompatible substances stored in the same warehouse, inadequate smoke detection and firefighting facilities, time delays 50 minutes before accident reported to the emergency services, inadequate identification of potentially hazardous impurities, and hazard makings not checked on tankers. And these are the things what I have captured in case study. And with these references, I made this presentation and hope this has given a little bit light on you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ramana. And at this point of time, we would take up a few questions. Those who want to know from Ramana, of course, we cannot get into all the details, but some of the issues, if you want to at least start a discussion, this is your time. So go ahead, you speak out, unmute yourself, and introduce yourself, and let's know what is your question. Do we have some questions? Hello?
No, sir, nothing in chat box even.
No, I don't, at this point of time, chat box is not required. Please unmute yourself. I'm trying to inform everyone. Please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself and then introduce yourself and ask your question.
அந்த இன்சிடென்ட் பத்தி பேசினாரு.
Mr. Sekhar, you have any question?
Thank you very much, sir. I'm Shekhar, HSC engineer. I'm working in KOC right now, second month. And thank you, Ramana, for your wonderful presentation. At the same plant in Cochin, I was working, sir, Caprolactam plant, where the cyclohexanone is producing. The same plant I was working in operation department also. So whatever the Ramana was explaining, I could little understand and how the reaction, how the chemical reactions are taking place. So I do not want to take much question on this. Anyhow, thank you, Ramana, for a wonderful presentation. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Vijwal, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. See, it is, of course, you are working in a hazardous industry, caprolactam, but it is not so much the chemical that the incident is not so much about chemical itself. In fact, even water could be a very hazardous thing to handle. You have heard of many system failures when a whole dam has burst. So that is a system failure. And a lot of people, sometimes they have lost their lives or at least, lost their livelihoods, etc. So the more important thing that these incidents, they bring to us is the system thinking and then related learnings that we get. And as you must have, observed in Ramana's presentation, management of change has been a very, very important issue in this. And apart from that, we had issues, actually this incident covered most of the elements of process safety management, right from competency, information onward. Let me try once again. Anyone having any question to Ramana, or someone else also can answer? Okay, it looks like that people, they are not at this point of time, they do not have a question, but think over. You have the option to ask later as well, or put in the chat box. So let's move on now, and our next speaker. So Ramana, can you please put the agenda?
Right, sir? Yeah, okay. Sorry, self-introduction.
Yeah, so now the next agenda item is new members. We see that quite a few new people, they are joining. When we say new people, we mean that new to this platform, new to this specialty group. And please introduce yourself as to what is your name, from where you are, in the sense which country, because we are seeing that there are people even from outside Kuwait. They are joining this, and we welcome them. So go ahead.
Good evening, sir. This is HMNG Heather from India as a working EHS engineer, Green Venture Limited, hydroelectric project.
Wonderful, Heather. It is very good to hear from you. So, what made you hear about this group and how you are joining?
Just I joined, sir. It is a wonderful learning platform. So when it will conduct, I will join every session. So
Very
thank
good.
you.
How did you hear about this?
Share this link.
Hmm. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Welcome, and we encourage you to come forward with some presentation, with questions and participation. That's very important. Being
Yeah,
a, being a just like you are watching a movie doesn't help it. You have to participate in this. So let's move on to the next person. Go ahead.
Good evening,
Hello.
sir. My name is Mohammad Naushad Ansari. I'm from
Welcome.
India, and I'm working in KCC in the KNPC standby project as a safety coordinator
Very
from
good.
9 years.
Very good, Ansari. How did you hear about this forum?
Actually, our some colleagues, he's already a member of this forum. It's a long time, and I'm also tried to from last few years back to join this forum, but this time I'm not able. But right now, recently, 1 month ago, I will join this forum. Right now, I'm waiting. My membership card is not coming.
Very good. Now, thank you. Welcome to this forum. Let's
Thank
hear
you.
from Nilisha. Nalisha, sorry if I did not pronounce your name properly. Go ahead. Introduce
Hi, my
yourself.
name is Nelisha Stevenson Adu. I am a safety compliance manager and a chemical engineer. I reside in Florida, USA, United States. So some big things are happening here in the country. I decided to join today because I saw the announcement on Facebook last night, actually, and I just registered for the event. But I'm actually preparing for EPA to be on site at two of my locations to do RMP, the risk management plan audits. So I'm literally knee deep in the middle of PSM compliance or gap analysis across multiple locations, preparing for my EPA visit. So very deep, and it's ammonia refrigeration.
Thank you and welcome, Nalisha. It's so nice to hear um, from you, and it's so good that you have taken time. And we hope that you would be joining this, these meetings in future as well. Not only that, more importantly, a perspective from USA. If you can find some time in one of the future meetings, if you can present. Normally, we have two presentations for these meetings. One is something that an incident, a past incident, and we just try to recollect, to remember that. And another one is that now the next you will hear from Mr. Bala. It is about his personal experience of failure. People, they hesitate to talk about their failures. But here we appreciate, rather we encourage that let's talk about failures because that is where we actually learn. So we hope to hear from you in future and
Absolutely.
a regular visitor to this forum.
I would love that actually. I'm a part of the John Maxwell team. And so I'm really into the leadership and personal development space. So I will definitely look into putting some type of presentation together on failure, but from a developmental perspective and leadership development.
Wonderful. Great. So let's hear from Who else is joining for the first time? Okay.
Good evening.
Yeah, Mr. Roshan, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I am Roshan Alexander I'm Sri Lanka. I work as a fire security and safety officer at related latex factory. Sri Lanka. We made a resistant band exercises resistant band. Our main buyer is USA. That's my introduction, sir.
Good evening to everyone.
Yeah, Roshan, how did you hear about this forum?
I saw the post of my Facebook account, sir.
That's wonderful. So our outreach is working. Great. Okay. Next, please. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. This is Rizwan. I'm talking from India. I'm pursuing BE electrical graduate. I've completed my safety executive courses, and I worked previously in for Toyota Kirloskar project in Bangalore. And right now, I've came back for my studies for pursuing my Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics. And I am the son of Mohammad Rafiq, who is a council member of your platform, and he insisted me to join and gather more information regarding the HSE activities going around the Kuwait and more things to learn. So I came to this group, sir.
Wonderful, Rizwan, and wish you a very, very bright future. Keep
Thank you,
coming
sir.
back to this forum as much as you can.
Sure, sir. I'm looking forward to gain a lot of knowledge over here. Thank you for this
Sure.
wonderful opportunity, sir.
We see someone from Sudan. Can you introduce yourself, please? Hello. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Sorry, I think there is some. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Osman. Go ahead.
Yes. Yes. Hello. Good evening, all. My name is Usman. I am from Sudan. I work now as a HSE supervisor here in Kuwait. Last 1 year. I am petroleum. My degree I am petroleum engineering. Actually, in Mr. Jahid Tagur, he is my best friend and brother. He invited me to this platform.
Very good. Hope you remain glued to this forum in future as well.
Yes.
It is not necessary that you should be a practitioner of PSM. Even if you are a safety practitioner or general health safety environment practitioner, this forum will help you and we will gain from you.
Yes, really, it's exciting for me, but really I get a lot of knowledge from this. I hope to get a lot of knowledge from this platform. Really, thank you for all. And special thanks for Mr. Jahid Tagur.
Yeah, great. I see someone from Bangladesh.
Hi, sir. Good evening and good evening to all. Myself, Rajan Kumar from India.
Welcome, Rajan.
I was completed in BTech Fire and Safety Engineering from School of Engineering, QSET. And now, currently, I am working in Tata Projects Limited as a HSE manager and coordinating other projects also. And earlier, I was working in L&T for railway project and metro project, underground, elevated, and blastless track, etc. So now we just join. Just to show this link from Facebook, and just immediately we just registered and join it. A very wonderful session and very effective and for future and our HSC profession. So thank you everyone again.
Welcome, Rajan, and hope you come forward with your presentation in one of the future meetings. I
Yeah, thank
see
you, sir.
Mr. Alfred Ajao from Nigeria. Are you still there?
Yes, good evening, everyone. This is almost to 6 in Nigeria. It's good to be here. As you have earlier said, Mr. Ujua, my name is Alfred Ajao. I'm a health and safety professional, and I've been practicing for over a decade now. I have so many health and safety certifications, both in the US and in the UK. And I run a private consulting firm in health and safety. And I actually saw the link on LinkedIn. It's an interesting one to be here meeting everyone together. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, Alfred, and we hope to hear from you, your presentation, your experience in one of the future meetings. And before we move to the next presentation, let's have one final introduction. Of course, this will continue even after the presentation, but one gentleman I see, Mr. Saddam Hussain from Bangladesh, initially he wrote that he is not able to communicate. Are you still there, Saddam? Saddam, are you still there? Okay.
Audio is still.
Okay. So let's move on to the next presentation.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Farah. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm Farah Naseem, working as a deputy manager, sir, and EHS professional, and a senior microbiologist in Arvian Laboratory, sir. And this link I've found on Facebook, as well as my husband also forwarded to attend this meeting and gain knowledge regarding the safety and coordination, and just looking forward for more information and knowledge from this. Thank you for organizing these events, sir. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, Farah. It is so good. Thanks to your husband also, who did a very good job and who encouraged you. So we expect you to be speaking in our one of the future meetings. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir.
And even in this meeting and any meeting, you should ask questions. The more you ask, the more you learn. So let's move on to Mr. Bala now. Again, Mr. Bala would self-introduce himself. However, the topic is very important because, as I told you, that he would be talking about his own personal experience, something that he, while doing a work, while doing his business, I mean, his task, carrying out his task, he found that there he learned something and that he would like to share with us. See, what could be more noble than this? So please, Bala, go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening. Namaste and salam alaikum. Hope I'm audible to everybody.
Yes, you are.
So that's so wonderful to see the participants from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India, Middle East, Sudan, Nigeria, and the facilitator, our mentor and guru from America. So that's a wonderful platform that ASSP Kuwait chapter has introduced, I believe, almost a year back. If I'm right, we started this presentation in the PSM, you can say such kind of technical meet the first time with one of my another mentors, Mr. Jain Saab. And again, another opportunity came to present another similar experience sharing, which I encountered in my professional life. So once again, thank you all for joining, and thank you Ritvik Saab for facilitating right from United States of America. And also great that today the another term, Joe Biden is swearing in America, in Washington. So that's another a landmark day for the world. Well, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, the thing which I'm going to share a purely an experience that I encountered in professional life in previous company. So I'm going to tell about those details shortly. It's very brisk and very in a precise way, so that everybody will take some takeaways from this presentation. I also would like to extend my sincere thanks to my another mentor, Sir Jain Saab as well, and also one of my another good friend and colleague, and who was with me and who is with me in Kuwait also when I handled this incident. So both of us handled this incident way back in 2005, I believe, 2006, 2005. So this is I'm going to share in a few minutes. So usually we have been sharing the incidents like fires, explosion, so on and so forth. But the thing which I'm going to share is completely unlike from other incident that I'm shared. So I thought of sharing some incident which is related to the exactly on the shutdown and the recommissioning on those, but I slightly deviated from that. But something which is more interesting, which people usually not encounter during the normal professional life. So I'm going to share some incident details, what exactly went wrong, and sharing of experience in emergency handling. Like the three top said, we have to learn from the failures, and we need to see that such failures will not occur in the next professional life. And we'll take some questions at the end. So as I said, it happened in the month of approximately in 2005, I can say around 16 years back, April, happened in one of the LPG recovery plant. So that plant produces liquefied petroleum gas plus some other products also. And the incident happened in a very sunny afternoon and evening time. So it was very wonderful day. In fact, nobody expected that such an incident is going to happen. So usually our day starts at in the morning at 7, the morning shift. So the plant produces, the production cycle is different, and plant also engages in dispatch of the produced products through loading gantries. So their operation usually starts at 7 o'clock in the AM and ends at 7 PM, 6 PM, 7 PM. But shift is going to end in a couple of hours, around maybe 2-3 hours. This incident happened. So it is not incident away from the plant. It is incident what happened inside the plant, and it's close to the residential area also. So the thing which I'm going to share about the leak from a LPG tanker, a truck tanker, what happened and how we handle this emergency without any disastrous consequences, how the things were brought back to the normalcy in a few hours when the incident happened. So that is a very good experience that I gained. So this is related to the LPG road tanker. And I wanted to know, I believe around 80 to 90% who are attending this session, maybe around 10% are usually encounter such incidents, in fact. So it's a very good opportunity for all of us to see. The plant is very much operational, and it's one of the core operations includes a product dispatch. So we do usually send the products by road and rail gantries, road and rail. Daily we take around 60 to 70 road tankers and of different products. That includes LPG also. And once we fill the tankers, the oil companies, they send it to the various parts of the country. The products includes liquefied petroleum gas, propane, and other flammable liquids. So when I'm talking about LPG and propane, I think you guys might be understanding what kind of hazards, what kind of risk that we are handling it. So on that day, and on the fateful day in April, the LPG tanker got filled up and started leaving the company premises, a gantry site, after the necessary formalities. So usually when a tanker comes in, it goes for the safety checks, and then it comes for the weighment, and then it takes some time for the product to be filled in. After that, again, it goes for weighment, and then goes to the oil company, and then it leaves. So the whole operation for a tanker takes at least 2 to 3 hours. So once the tankers move from the gantry, they have to go towards the exit of the plant. And during the course of the exit, usually the road takes turns, right? Left and right, whatever. So, but we never expected that the gentleman of the who's driving that vehicle takes a sharp turn with a bit high speed, which is not at all expected that a tanker after filling to do so. So as we all know that most of the incidents that happened due to the human mistakes, this incident was also resulted absolutely from the human mistake. So the driver was a bit overconfident and he took a sharp left turn and a bit very high speed, which is not at all expected. Usually the speed limit inside the plant premises is 15 kilometers per hour. Okay, the incident location is around 200 meters away from the gantry operations. So you all can imagine what could be the consequence if something went wrong. So the residential colony is just away. Usually the gantry operations are usually located away from the plant production process, which is close to the offsite also. So you can visualize what could be the consequence of such thing. So tanker taking sharp, a bit fast turn, and the road has a gradient. So in the history of that plant, we never had any such incidents in such particular location. But no, it's we have to move with the lessons. But the result was the tanker toppled to the right side. The tanker toppled means the tanker which is fully filled with LPG toppled onto the right side of the tanker. So if you see the tanker having a bullet which is filled with 80 to 85% of the LPG, if you turn onto the roadside, so what could be the so we have seen so many incidents in the TV, and especially when tanker goes across the residential area like cities and other things. If such incident happen, even there are so many fire incidents also. And the thing which I'm referring, we used to handle such incidents to the radius of 200 to 250 kilometers from that plant. So yeah, much of experience that that plant has gained in handling such emergencies. And also I said that one of my mentors also listening to my talk now. He is very much experienced in handling such emergencies, and we have been learning from him as well. The huge sound of incident and sudden gushing of liquefied petroleum gas from the tanker pressure safety valve. LPG in a liquid form, and consequently after that vapor started leaking from the pressure safety valve, accumulating around the tanker and that area. So fortunately, the driver and the helper escaped unhurt, and that was very big, positive way. But the place where the tanker toppled, which is close to the administrative building and it's close to the residential campus of this plant, and also a bit 200 meters away from the gantry operations, so brought a major incident to be declared by the plant. So before going ahead, I think most of you know or don't. I just want to give you a glimpse of the technical details of the road tanker. So I'm going to this is the, we can see the trailer or hots, we can say. This is the bullet, the chassis, we have the wheels, the pressure safety valves are mounted on the top. Usually there are two safety valves with a rating of 100% discharge capacity. And this is a level gauge, this is a pressure gauge, this is a temperature gauge, this is a liquid line and vapor lines. And you can see the baffles inside the tanker. And there is a one indicator will be called rotor gauge to know the level of the liquid which is being filled up. This is the side view. This is the top view. So you can see the safety valves here. You can see the back end view if you see the bullet on this. Okay, so before that, I just want to see how the incident happened. So these are not the real pictures. So I have taken the images from the Google, courtesy Google. So if such incidents happen, whether on any road, whether inside the plant, outside the plant, so we do have such kind of bullet on the road. Here, the bullet on the road without any much further consequence. This is completely gone. This is the where you can see the a kind of vapor is coming from the one of the fittings of the bullet tanker. So imagine if such incident happened in a residential area when the tanker was passing through any city, how things will happen. In fact, we also handled such emergencies courtesy to the road infrastructure, especially during the rainy conditions when the tanker drivers could not anticipate how the road hazards will be there. So many incidents have been there. So this is the just in fact I want to show. So each company, when they admit the tankers for the loading operations, so each company has a kind of a protocol to check the safety checks. So that company also checks all the safety checks. Around 26 are there. So the fire person who checks in the field, and after that, this goes to the another level. That's called, we can say, the inspector or some another kind of officer. He will verify the field condition plus the statutory certificates like PSV calibration and the hydro testing certificate and so on and so forth. Once the inspector is satisfied with whatever the safety checks that were done physically and as well as verification of the documents, then the tanker will be allowed for the filling purposes in the gantry. Then operations will take the tanker and the formalities will go. But at any point of time, either in the field or in the documenting check, the tanker gets failed. So immediately tanker will be asked to go out of the plant premises. So this is, I'm giving a rough idea how the things will go. But that day also the tanker was completely okay and it went through all the checks and the tanker got filled up and it was going outside the plant and it got toppled. So just to remind you about the LPG properties, the LPG is 1.5 twice heavier than air and half as heavy as water. It's colorless and odorless, and they used to mix ethyl mercaptan as an odorant to use to detect the leaks. It's very safe fuel and ignites only with the specified LPG air ratio 2 to 9%, a high calorific value, and HCM code. And all safety professionals, especially the fire gentlemen, they must know about what is the HCM code. The HCM code is 2WE. I'm not much going to details. We'll talk about it. And the illegal LDUL, we must be knowing about that 1.9 to 9.5%. Flashpoint minus 104, and it goes from minus 60 to 104. And another thing which I want to say, the health hazard. We talked about only the flashpoint, LEL, and all these things as a safety professional. But when you handle such cryogenic liquids, we should not oversight the hazards which are posed to the health. That's called frostbites. Why I'm stressing the word frostbite, because this is the where we also failed and we have encountered this hazard while handling this incident on that day. So this is the few images that you can anticipate. In fact, in none of these photographs, any one of those photographs, you have not seen the fire. Had there any fire incident from these kind of incidents, you can imagine what could be the further consequence from such a disaster. In 2009, when Kuwait, ASSP Kuwait chapter doing the PDC, so I got an opportunity to present how we simulated the BLEVE model. So in fact, the same model I also explained in the PSM course under the leadership of Ritvik Saab. So most of us know what is BLEVE, but I think we are so fortunate enough that we never experienced what is BLEVE. But to understand, to make the employees and the personnel who are working in the field, what kind of the hazard and the risk they are exposed about the LPG and propane and butane, we have simulated this BLEVE model in-house in my previous organization. So all the credit goes to my mentor who is also listening to this talk. With the team effort and his leadership that we have done this simulation. Just to feel what is a fireball and explosion, we have made this BLEVE. You can see this kind of the fire that we have generated a kind of a BLEVE model. So you can guess from what quantity of LPG that we made it. So see, if you see the hydrant network and we made the foam ready, everything ready. But to make it that we have LPG spares, we have propane spares. So people have to understand, yes, we are talking about boiling liquid, expanding vapor explosion. We are talking about unconfined vapor explosion. So people have to know, not only watching the videos. So with the efforts we have created, so we have just simulated with this kind of a 303 grams of LPG. So the 303 is less than half a kg. We have simulated this Levy model. Just imagine if a fire happens from such a kind of 18 metric ton of LPG. If God forbid, and if the fire happens, once the LPG starts leaking, when the propane starts leaking. So what could be the other side of that? So I'm just leaving the imagination of that. So what happened? So immediately, the moment the tanker toppled in the plant, the on-site emergency response plan activated. So myself was one of my good friends who is also stays in Kuwait as of now. We were on the front line, and with the great support from the operations and maintenance teams and the general management of the plant, the emergency response plan activated. Immediately activated, we have declared a major emergency. Again, I'm telling you the fact that that is quite close to the gantry operations, that is a bit close to the residential area and administrative building. What we have done, and it's very simple thing that I'm going to share. So the fire services were pressed into the action. So they have taken the wind direction, entry into the plant closed completely. We have given the alert to the township, and gantry operations shut down. The fire services gentlemen approached the site in a very cautiously, approaching the upwind direction, measurement of gas measurements, and shutting off the electric supply, safe evacuation of the gantry operation. So we have not evacuated the plant, but we have completely evacuated the gantry operation. So there is another way through which all the gantry gentlemen and the other tankers which are being filled up and waiting. So they were completely evacuated from the other side of the plant. And very good thing that we had that time is that where the incident happened, we had a very good system of fire water network. And so we usually don't give much emphasis on the fire water network, especially, when you work in the plant, when people go to the flare area, when you go to the off sites. So we don't give much emphasis to the fire water network. But when something really happens, such a bad thing, these things matter most. So had that time we don't have a fire water network, a hydro network system, we would have been in a different problem, all different problem. You can imagine how much quantity of water that has to be brought by the fire tenders. So irrespective of how many trips they make, still the situation would have been worse. So this hydrant network really helped us. So the fire gentlemen, under the various leadership, we started the water spray from the two directions to cool the tanker and to disperse the water, the spray that being, gas vapor. So this is a fine fog and spray that we have created, but we cannot use the jet, being it is LPG vapor and liquid is coming at that time. So we operated quick action cutoff valve of the tanker. It's being inbuilt a design feature. Battery disconnected. There is another shut off valve from the battery. This is also another design feature that has a part of the LPG tankers. That is also we have disconnected. So we cannot approach the PSV and the tanker as it's full of LPG 85%, and already the liquid and the second phase, the vapor are coming from the safety valve, and the cloud has been formed. And we are, the fire gentlemen are approaching in a very cautious way to disperse the vapors in a safe way with a very fine water spray and a fog. So the PSV setting threads were iced, as due to the high impact, the sudden gush of this, the PSV which got popped up, the threads got iced. The tanker filling walls were not damaged because the walls are on the left side, since the tanker got toppled on the right. So the walls were on the upper side, so they were not damaged. With the given condition, our attempts to reset the PSV were not successful. Utilized the tanker safety kit. So you guys may ask, what is tanker safety kit? Usually, as per the Static Mobile and Pressure Vessels Act rules, as per Indian government, every tanker, they're supposed to have the safety kit. I want to make a point here. Usually, though we have all those safety equipments, we never give attention to inspect those. For example, I'm giving an example that most of us, we have a fire extinguishers in our homes, right? It's around 2 kg fire extinguishers. Even those fire extinguishers are part of our automobiles. Tell us honestly, how many of us really check those? We never check. We always go to the petrol station, we get the petrol filled up, and then we'll come back to home, and then the day journey goes on and off. Even those extinguishers, which are given by some organizations for sake of their own employee safety, off safety. So those extinguishers, I have seen those extinguishers are staying in the storeroom because we never care about those things. But when it really matters, we tend to pick out those things from the storeroom. Yeah, that time I didn't check. We have not been checking, and so on and so forth. So all these things really matters. That's why we wanted to say the preventive maintenance, right? Hazards of low temperature were taken at all. So yeah, we have been knowing that when exposed to the cryogenic liquids, definitely the things will not be the same as. But we do have the suits which we need to wear. But that preparation, I believe, still we had a lot of gap in that. And my friends who were on the front line that day got the frostbites as well. Okay, I don't know how many of you know the frostbites, but it's very, very painful. I'm going to show some photograph how it really looked, the frostbite. So with all possible efforts through working in cloud and low temperature, PSV got reset and leak stopped. So we have utilized this the tanker safety kit, and there's a wooden hammer. So after dispersing the vapor for quite some time, continuous water spray using the low temperature suits like nitrile or butyl suits, wearing those gloves and resetting the PSV with a wooden hammer, a tanker safety kit. I'm telling in a few words, so easy. You can also feel that the speaker is telling in such a very nice words, but really walking in the field is very, very tough. Okay, you can simply feel how much of the effort that we put in that day. The incident happened around 4 o'clock, I believe. It went on up to 8 o'clock. Okay, so it took 4 to 5 hours, maybe up to 9 o'clock also. So we had a lot of lessons learned on that day. So tanker lifted safely with the help of crane. So initially we thought of transferring this liquid by bringing another empty tanker, but due to the pressure differences, there will not be much quantity that we could able to transfer it. But we have let this safely disperse, and then we got an opportunity to approach the PSV to reset it. And then once the PSV was reset, the LEL monitoring was done, continuously water spray was going on, and all these things and so on and so forth. So we brought the crane and we used the nylon slings, not the metal strings, and then slowly with the help of the crane, and we could able to lift the bullet back onto the horse, a trailer. So what next? Again, we have directed the tanker back into the gantry. So every gantry, there's a decanting gantry used to be there. So the tanker back to the decanting gantry, and the whole product was transferred back to the spear through the other things. So afterwards, what we have done till that time, we never take care of those road inspections because we never had an incident, right? Enhanced inspection, road gradient is removed, strict inspection about tanker safety kits. So these tanker safety kits, a lot of things are used to happen. See, if I show some photograph, these usually the pictures of tanker safety kit. So this kind of a briefcase to be kept in every tanker. There is various equipment used to be tanker safety kit. So these things nobody going to touch unless nothing is going to happen. But really happens, these things matter most. You know, you see the brass tools. So this is the kind of thing which you used to use for resetting the PSV, the gloves and various things and brass tools. You can see this wooden hammer. This is very much important. And I just go back to the tanker design, if you allow me. So this is the kind of a pressure gauge, right? So there is a kind of rotor gauge used to be there. Usually when these tankers met with an accident, these are the very, these things are very delicate, that things will be giving kind of incidents. So we need to have all those things will be ready to reset all these things. We can use the wedge hammers, we can use some other hammers, other things to arrest these leaks. And also one of the very important thing which in the tanker safety kit is, I think most of you know about M-seal, right? M-seal. So M-seal also is very much important. When tanker had a problem, especially going into the residential area, if there is no kind of M-seal with us, sometimes we're helpless. M-seal is such a product, it used to be in the tanker. It goes according to the seasons, rains, and then winter, and then summer. As long as nothing is happening, nothing is happening. But the product which is there in the tanker, it gets dried up. When you wanted to use it, if it's not being used for its purpose, what is the use? Like what I am giving an example of fire extinguisher and maybe some other things which you never wanted to inspect it, the performance, if really the need comes, what is the use of those things, right? So that is a strict inspection about tanker safety kits, ERPs are updated, hazards of low temperature, frostbites understood and addressed. So you can ask me what is a frostbite. So these are the fingers. Again, I'm not taking the real incident. This is, you can say, the whole hands got swollen up. So when these hands, after having the frostbites, when you expose to the little bit of sun rays, it was a terrible pain. Okay. So again, it takes time for that. So we have kind of nitrile or butyl suits and gloves which are being used. And they focus on defensive driving and regular awareness to the divers and to all the concerned. So again, these are the lessons that we got, and afterwards, in fact, that is one of its kind of unique accident happened in the plant premises. Usually we encounter such incidents off the plant when the loads were, these tankers were moving to the destinations. So having said that, the severity and the consequence of such a toppling incident close to the residential area and gantry operations, all those, it has its own significance. And we are so fortunate that there was no fire incident happen. And with all the good leadership and the advice from the management and the experts, we could able to diffuse the spray, the gas vapors, and we could able to reset the PSV. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bala. It was a wonderful presentation, and it is so kind of you to share something that you experienced firsthand yourself. So at this point, let's take some questions. Go ahead, all of you who are still with us. Any of you, if you have any questions. Ali Arshad, you have raised your hand. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello. No, sir. It was, I mean, I didn't, but it was raised by mistake. I have no
It's
question
okay.
to ask.
No issues. No
But
issues.
this very experience from Mr. Bala led me to think back about my working days at local marketing, and you can understand.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
There were a few incidents that I was personally aware of.
Yeah,
You
and I
know.
was working there at that time.
Wow.
Thank
So
you.
certainly.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you.
You also may have your own, you know, experiences. Who? Any question from anyone?
Very good evening.
Good evening,
Hello.
Pawan. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. My name is Pawan. Sir, the two presentation was given very briefly about the incidents, but I have only one question for the two things. Like, I feel that like the management of change, like if something is going on, we only rely on the system of work, like safe system of work, but we never check. we bypass, because if system of work is there, even engineers or nobody is taking accountability. System is placed, okay, fine, that's it. Nobody is going checking. In the practicality, documentation is done. In practicality, everything is done. When the accident happens, then we come to know that like something went wrong. It's happening from long back. Even as Ramana sir has said that before I born, even till now we're having accidents. Because why? Only one thing, because nobody's checking up regularly. As Bala sir also said that we should have it. We have to take accountability. But as per the practicality, system is in place, JSA, risk assessment, everything is in place. But when it comes to the practicality, we are very lenient, like, system is in place. Something is bypassing also, we feel that nothing happens, because we feel we totally based on the system. Like, we are not recruiting the competent person. There is some, right? I'm sorry to say that, like Vasta, something that people are recruiting, things are going on. But when the actions happen, then all this comes on. So I want to understand that why these things happening. Still, it's been around 40 years, even though this PSM form has been made, but even though we are having continuous seeing that these catastrophic accidents are happening day by day. Even 1 month back in Visakhapatnam, where I stay, very well experienced persons are there, PSM experts are there, even though such kind of things has happening every day, every time, because they know the system, what is the system, what is the procedure, everything is there. But when the reality, when it's coming back, nobody's watching, nobody's wanting, nobody taking accountability. It's only on the paperwork.
Yeah,
When
I
it's
think that's a yes, Pawan. You have raised a very, very important aspect, that all systems planning the system, providing the system, spending money on the system
Yes, sir.
can be of no use if
Yes,
we
sir.
actually do not monitor and execute those systems. Thank you very much.
Simple
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. Very important.
Simple question is like, simple question, sir. One of my higher management even don't know what is fire extinguisher. I'm just telling you, because they don't know what is what. The system is in place. He signed the paper and everything is there. But how to use, there are training sessions. They have to cope up with that. Regular sessions. They have to bring the management. They have to take accountability. Nothing is going on. I just feel that the incidents happening because of lack of management commitment. I do feel that. Maybe I'm right or wrong. I don't know. Up to my
Yeah,
concern.
certainly management commitment is one part of it, but as professionals, I mean, management is not a person. Management is a group of people, or it is an inanimate being who ultimately executes his we the people, we the employees, we the the supervisors, we the engineers,
But
we have
recruiting
to implement it.
But
And
recruiting a competent person is the main thing. So I feel that recruiting a competent person, you can understand the scenario. They only based on the paperwork, not on the reality. That's the way. That's the only thing. These catastrophic incidents are happening because they rely only on the documentation, not on the practicality. Up to my concern, I feel this in the two incidents.
correct. Okay, thank you, Pawan. Do we have some more questions to either of the presentations?
Sir, actually, I think Mr. Salman has asked a question in the chat box. Can this incident be considered as a process safety incident?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Mr. Salman, definitely a good question. But, if you basically understand the definition of the process safety incident or process safety event, any event that potentially catastrophic, that includes the event involving the release and loss of contaminant hazardous materials that can result in large-scale health and environmental consequences. In this case, definitely had it could not been handled properly, that the consequence would be disastrous.
Okay.
So definitely it is a process safety incident. That's why I have shared. But so people may be misunderstood being the incident resulted from the tanker, which is related to some driving habits. Well, that it has its own place. But one of the consequences could be a potential catastrophic if not handled properly. Okay.
Yes, sir. Actually, that was my question: is whether it will be considered as part of process safety incident or road safety management. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. Now it is clear.
Yeah. Do we have some more questions, please? Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Panwala Salman.
Yeah, he just asked the question. So he has been responded by Bala. Is there any other question?
I think from
Go ahead, introduce yourself first.
I think Julie Perado, please unmute yourself and introduce, please.
I'm trying to unmute him, but maybe have.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Julie Parado from Philippines.
Welcome.
And I'm working now in Qatar as safety officer.
Welcome to the forum. You have a question?
For now, I'm just only listening in because this is my first time here.
Welcome to this forum. No issues. You can. You don't need to have a question all the time. However, two things. Number one, that keep attending this if you find this interesting. Encourage others also to, around you to join this. By the way, how did you come to know about this forum?
I saw this in the page of Facebook and I registered.
Very good.
Through Facebook, yeah.
Very good. So welcome again. And do we have any other question?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. This is Muruganandan, sir.
Welcome, Muruganandan.
Yes, sir. Bala, I joined session little late, but I hope are we covered the trump card or transport emergency card
Thank you, Muruga.
for the emergency management,
Thank you very much. In fact, yeah, the trump card is usually, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, the trump card usually the information that each driver, each person who is operating that vehicle should have that, the transport emergency information card. It contains the properties of that product that's being transported, as well as the basic emergency response that a person has to do. So what we usually do that, we publish in different languages wherever the tanker goes through. So we give it to the drivers. So thanks, Muruga. In fact, thanks. I just want to say that. One more thing I wanted to say. I don't know how many of us have seen the tankers really. So the tanker has so many things which we keep in the horse, a trailer. So such unwanted things definitely pose some problems if they're not being taken care of that. Okay, like these vehicles go cross country, so they tend to keep so many things in their cabins. As long as nothing anything happen, it goes well. If something happens because of something, then definitely these things play a bigger role. Thank you, Muruga.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we will take one more question and then we will move on to our further, next item on the agenda. So is there any question to either of the speakers?
Mr. Sheikh Maqbool and Mr. Pawan has raised hand. Mr. Sheikh, you can speak.
Yeah, good evening. And thank you very much for this presentation, Mr. Bala sir. I have just now, Mr. Muruganandan sir has told regarding the card, trump card. Can we get a sample, a snap copy of that?
Yeah, thanks.
Sure.
I'll get that. I'll try to get that, and I'll give it to Ramana. He may post in the group, WhatsApp group. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bala sir. Thank you for your presentation.
Mr. Pawan, you raised hand earlier.
Yeah. The same question I was trying to ask. Like, see, even the trump card, even the safe system of the work, everything is in line, but we are unable to, in practicality, we are unable to implement. So, who is accountable on this? Because if we are doing 100%, the things can't be done. That's what only my things like, and 100% we can't implement everything. You can't implement, right? They keep so many things on the dashboard. Diverse, that they hardly we have to understand that they should have 8 hours of sleep. Who is monitoring? Nobody is monitoring. Even after coming to the construction site or process line, you understand, right? They work. Apart from that, they work in multiple divisions. Like they are dropping somebody, they're going for a 1 hour, 2 hours journey, coming back again, taking the load. The person who is engaged for one activity in construction line or anywhere, they're not engaged for one activity. They're multiply tasked. So obviously the things will be going wrong. If I ask them that only you have to drive a vehicle, you have to shift this material to here and there. Even apart from that, for the example, the transportation driver, like bus driver, who is transporting 55 people to the construction line. Apart from that, as per the procedure, he can't work anything. But on the put on papers is that. But when he's come to the practicality, after they drop, they go into Shuaik, they go into somewhere, they go here and there. Then they come and they will take the person's transportation because they work continuously. They are stressed continuously. So only the things are on papers, not on the practicality. Sorry, not on the things. I have only one question. Nowadays, whatever is happening is only on the paper, not on practicality. That's only my concern is.
Yeah, I think Pawan, this is not a question that you are asking. This is your observation, and it is very good to keep discussing this. But one thing, especially those who are young, I would recommend that blaming someone, the management, the system, others, is only blaming. It's not resolving. Try to find out where you stand, what solution you can provide. You are raising a question, you are raising a problem, you are raising a difficulty. However, system is system, inanimate. Management is a management, group of people. No one is accountable just as management. Individuals are there for their own tasks. In that, you as a young person, as an engineer, supervisor, you have to find out what solution you can provide. It's very good to ask those questions. At the same time, let's look for solutions. Okay, so with this, we close the question answer and the two presentations. So the next item on the agenda, I think, Ramana, it is your turn now. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. The next session will be the online quiz. For the newcomers, I'm going to tell what will be the online quiz. I'm going to post a link which contains 5 questions. I request everyone to answer, and after answering, you will get the participation certificate immediately. And one more thing is, the fastest answered 5 people will be recognized in the along with the felicitation. Okay, so I'm going to post the link in the chat box. Very short. Hope you got the link. Okay, it is very simple quiz. You will be having only 2 minutes, and after that I'll close that link. Okay, now meantime we can go for this one, question and answers and networking also, sir.
Yeah, so let's continue with our questions. If anyone wants to introduce himself or herself, let's go ahead.
They are busy in answering the quiz, it seems, sir.
Your
Okay.
questions are quite tough, Ramana.
Really? Okay.
At the same time, let me request Ramana to post both the presentation on this WhatsApp group, so that someone who wants to go back to these, details can always find them as reference.
Yes, sir. I'll post this one in the website as well, because we have we have participants from so many countries, and we don't have that much, a WhatsApp group where we can accommodate everyone. We have only access to our members. Okay, so
Okay. Whatever is your convenient platform, you post to these, so that people will have access to your and Bala's presentations.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So I am requesting anyone who has further questions or want to introduce yourself. If you had, especially, I see there was a gentleman called Mr. Saddam, same from Bangladesh. His mic was not working that time.
Meanwhile, I just request also, sir, to come forward, to think and come forward while you are completing quiz, and you already completed. For we have the next technical meet on the 3rd Wednesday of February. So I request participants today, just try to come forward and share your experience with all of us.
Yeah, sure. Yes, Madhar, that's a very important item. If we can decide right away, so that we have the two speakers. And again, let me very, very clearly tell that there is no need for PowerPoint presentation. If you don't want to have, invest time in PowerPoint presentation, you can let it go. Don't worry. You can just present a picture or maybe a PDF, but the timing you have to, how you present your own agenda, your timing, those things you need to be mindful of. You cannot present for 1 hour or 2 hours. The time slot is only 15 minutes. So that could be extended maybe at the most to another 3-4 minutes. However, a PowerPoint presentation is not a mandatory requirement here. So can we expect 2 people from this, those who are present, who are still present? We see that 77 participants are still around. Can you please come forward?
And also, sir, as you are aware and as per your guidance, ASSP Kuwait chapter is very happy to promote the women leaders, women in safety. So it will be really very good if somebody coming forward. ASSP Kuwait chapter is ready to provide all the informations, whatever they required related to their presentations. We are also happy to make their presentation or whatever help they need. We are ready to do for that. But present era, women in safety are growing like anything, and we are also requesting who are available right now. Just think on that. If you cannot answer now, no problem. You can answer later to our chapter number or the way you got the information, you can come reverse in that way and inform us. It will be a very good for us, so we can promote more ladies who are working in safety professional here in Kuwait as well as in another part of world to join us.
Yeah, that brings me good thing that you brought this, Mazhar. There are two ladies here who have joined. One is Funda Efsen. Are you still there, Funda Efsen? Can you unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the group? And the other lady is Girishma. Sorry if I'm not able to pronounce your name properly. Girishma. Can you unmute and introduce yourself? I'm not too sure if they are. They are not here. It looks like that they logged in and then
They are here,
have
but
left.
I think Miss Grishma is saying that she is having some issues with mic.
Okay. And what about this?
Ramana, please unmute her. Maybe it is due to
Yeah, it's
mute
not
from your
working.
side, maybe.
I am trying, but it's not working.
Okay.
What about the other lady, Funda Efsen? Okay, so do we have some people, some of the participants who are ready to present next meeting in February, 3rd Wednesday of February? As Mazhar has been telling that the chapter would provide any necessary support. These need not be PowerPoint presentation if that is an impediment for you. If you want any help in selecting the incidents, we can always do that. We need
This will be on same
volunteers.
time, 17th February, inshallah.
We need volunteers, so please come forward. Because this platform is for participation, not for just watching TV or movie. It's not one-sided.
And please understand that all of us are learning here. There is nothing new, even if those who are presenting are learning and those who are listening are learning. So don't feel anything like you cannot present or something, right? You can just start from here if you have not presented earlier. We would be very happy for that also.
Nalisha, you are still there with us?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. You since you are a compliance engineer, compliance executor, can you talk to us in brief in the next session regarding how RMP, I mean, what are the major requirements of RMP? Because what has happened, what is, the audience is mainly non-US, and it will be very interesting for us to learn from you as to what are the RMP requirements, because that's so close to process safety management. I mean, and I'm talking of just a kind of extempore talk, not a PowerPoint presentation. If or if you can do, that would be wonderful, but that's not mandated.
I can work to put together a quick presentation. I was really wanting to do a presentation on failure from a leadership perspective and how to overcome failure. But if you don't, that was
Yeah. Certainly, that would be very good. That would be so
Sound
good of
is,
you.
sorry.
So I think we already have a volunteer, and thank you very much. So you would be talking about your experience and the leadership failure and how that affects, general safety and process safety. Am I correct?
right. And if I can get an email from someone, I do have a questionnaire, like a discovery questionnaire that I can have someone help me complete, and that'll help me better put together my presentation.
Sure. Mazhar, I think you can be in touch
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Nalisha.
Sure. I'll share my mail. And sir, we have another volunteer also. Thanks to Miss Farah. She also agreed. If I can see her chat. She will be participating, and she will send her presentation through mail. So I think
So
we
I
have.
think your wish has come true. Your chapter,
Yeah.
is doing wonderful.
Going to
Yeah.
have wise process safety.
Yeah. So this will be wise PSM.
Wise PSM.
Wow. Okay. So with that, I would say that we close this session, because now we are completing our given allocated time. What I would suggest is that now, please, Mazhar, you can announce the result and of the quiz, and then you can take over further. Safdar, I believe you are going to give the final words. So go ahead, please. Thank you all. Thanks for joining, and over to Mazhar.
Thank you so much, sir. You have handled it very well, and thanks for throwing light on many parts. Thank you so much, Ramanna, for coming forward, and we are very happy to see your presentation today in PSM Meet. It's like some dream come true for us, because we are very close since years, and we wish that you come forward in such a way, and you raise your bar as more as possible. Thank you so much. And Bala sir, what to say? I do not have words for that. Thank you so much. You are always wonderful, and sharing this live things happen within your vast experience. Thank you so much, and thanks to the person also who helped you. As you said, he is also listening to us. Both presentations were very wonderful, and now I will give it to Mr. Safdar for felicitation. Mr. Safdar, are you?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
It is my honor to facilitate felicitation to our speaker today, Mr. Venkat Ramana and Bala Adivi Srikanth. Bala sir, please accept our token of appreciation for giving such a wonderful presentation and an eye-opener for the existing professionals.
Thank you, Safdar, and thank you for the Kuwait chapter for giving an opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Venkat Ramana, for setting your lesson for this presentation. And this is time to announce quiz winner. So Ramana, if you have the list.
Yes.
Yep.
Can I take over, Sardaji?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have taken 5 quiz winners. In fact, more than 50 participants participated. And Mr. Karupasamy Swarnavel is the first winner. Congratulations, Mr. Karupasamy Swarnavel. The second winner, Mr. Masoor Rasurdar. He is participating in every technical meet, and he's He is the one of the quiz winners in every technical meet. The third winner is Mr. Jappala Ramachandra Murthy. Congratulations, dear. Congratulations, Mr. Muruganandam sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you have participated in the last technical meet and won first prize, right? Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
And the next winner is Mr. Niranjan Pradhan. Thank you. These are the quick time winners, and we have more winners who have participated and answered all the quiz questions. But unfortunately, we could able to give only 5 names here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramanna. So, congratulations to all the winners. And I just would like to announce one thing, that ASSP Kuwait chapter is in process to develop one detailed process safety program. This is not kind of a single program, but on the different topics like HAZOP, layer of protection analysis, quantitative risk analysis, sales studies, and inshallah, this all will be from the expert speakers, and we will discuss the real case studies of the process going on in oil and gas as well as in petrochemical. So very soon we will be releasing our timetable for this process safety study. Especially we are going to focus on PHAs, which is, you can say, as a heart of the process safety, because without knowing or identifying hazards, you cannot move with other things. So this is what we are planning, and also we are planning to have some awareness sessions on risk-based process safety, where there are 20 elements. So soon we will be starting these programs. I request all of you to show up your interest and join these programs, training sessions or courses, whatever you say it. And we are planning to make it in such a way that this will be best in class, and you will not find such a detailed training in any other platform, what ASSP-KC is planning to do. So also, please follow our social media accounts, where we are regularly updating our future events, and you can post your queries related to membership, related to courses, related to yearly training programs, or related to anything at info@kuwaitassp.org, which is written in the chat box. And once again, I would like to thank each and every one of you who spared your valuable time to make this event successful. We were having more than 100 participants today, Alhamdulillah. And this is such a nice, and the great part is we have the participants from USA, Jordan, Qatar, India, Bangladesh, and Nigeria, and Kuwait, of course. So 7 countries were involved today, mashallah. And thank you so much, because I know the time zone is different. Not everywhere it is a 9 o'clock, right? Somewhere it is a midnight also, and still you people are with us. Really. Oh, Turkey also. Yes, Miss Fanda. Yes. So this 8th one, Turkey also we have, and Turkey especially, it's a good for us, because while coming back to Kuwait nowadays, we are stopping at either at Dubai or Turkey. So thank you so much joining from Turkey. So you can see
And
where
we
are
have
reaching
from
now.
Philippines also, Madhar.
Yeah, this guy is from Qatar. Our Philippine friend is working in Qatar. So thank you. Thanks for joining, mashallah. And we are very happy to see you guys here. We are always very happy to help you in any areas of HSE. You want us help from ASSP Kuwait chapter. As you are aware, you can visit our website. There you can post your questions and queries also. And if you want to do it directly, you can post your queries and questions to info@ASSPKuwait.org. Even regarding these presentations, in future, if you have any questions, you can post it so we can go back to trainer, as they are with us always, and we will surely come back to you with the most suitable answer or the program you need. Thank you so much once again, and I would like to call Ujjwal Ritik sir to say a few words and close this meeting.
Sorry, thank you very much,
Ujjwal, sir.
Madhan. Thank you very much. However, from my side, it is already closed, and as is normally the practice, we will continue the chat and the session for a little longer for networking. Am I correct, Ramana?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We are with you.
Right.
Sir.
So from me, it is bye. Thank you very much, and hope to see you again on February 17.
Thank you very much, Ujjwal sir. Really, the dream comes true. Think locally and act globally. Alhamdulillah, we are feeling proud to have a mentor, a leader like you with us. Thank you very much, sir.
You are most welcome. It's my pleasure, and I feel honored. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank
Bye
you
for
very
now.
Okay, sir. Okay. Bye. Thank you, sir.
Jai sir.
Yes, sir.
Bala sir is around. I have only 30 seconds I will take.
Bala sir actually left the meeting, but you can convey the message. No problem. Message will reach to Bala sir.
There is one lesson learned. I lost $100 for not being present till the last second of any session.
Really?
And that $100 was sponsored through Bala sir.
Bala sir.
So
Yes.
this was the lesson learned, and everybody should most of us should be there till the last, unless there is some urgency or emergency.
Let me
You
share
never
one
know.
more thing. Let me share one more thing in that BCSP presentation, which Bala
What
sir has
happened?
almost 125 participants. They got benefited of $100 fee waiver for BCSP.
That is the point. Yes, and we have not highlighted it that due to one session from Mr. Bala, 100 plus people have gained $100.
Yes, you are right. You are right.
Voucher.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Aliyar sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ramanna. Really wonderful presentation, and the way you made a presentation, excellent. Thank you, Ramanna.
Thank you, Jayanji.
Thank
Okay.
you, Riyaz. Thank you, Satya. Thank you, Madar Saab. Really,
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramana. You did a wonderful job. Wonderful presentation today you have given.
Thank
Keep
you,
it up.
Thank you. Still learning. This is only my first step. Probably I need to go for many more steps. Thank you.
And there is no words to say. There's no words to say. Our Bala sir, so he's an expert. So there's no words to say his presentation. That's different. And being you are as a learner, you bring a very good presentation. Learner means as we are a PSM team. So wonderful presentation you have presented. Keep it up and best of luck. For the next presentation, I would like to see as an expert presentation, Ramana, one day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ramu. Yeah, anyone would like to talk, you can unmute and talk. This is the networking section, and we can communicate together. Yes, Mr. Jakula. You like to say something? Yeah, if no one is speaking, then we can close. Is it okay? Shall we end the meeting?
Raman, just take that email address from that Nalisha, Ma'am
Yeah, yeah,
Nalisha.
sure. I have taken.
Okay, khalas. That is
Okay, we'll communicate through
mail.
Yeah, mail.
Yes.
Well, I requested for the number. Anyway, we can communicate through you.
Good, good.
Email is not an issue. Okay, thank you, Ma'am Nalisha. It was wonderful speaking to you. And
Miss Para also shown interest. Just to take email address or some communication.
okay. Okay, shall we end the meeting?
Yes, Ramana. Thank you, Ramana.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for participating.
You
Bye.
take group
Good day to you all.